If you're selling a medium-sized family crossover SUV, it's hard to stand out right now because there are simply so many to choose from. And Vauxhalls haven't always been the best at standing out, but recently they've gone all funky with cars like the Mocha and the new Astra. Now the Grandland is the latest Vauxhall to receive a makeover. It has a bold new visor front end, new tech-like LED headlights and adaptive cruise control, and a smartened up interior. So here it is, the new, well, facelifted Vauxhall Grandland, and it certainly cuts a distinctive figure with that new visor grille, although the very blue paint and the massive 19-inch alloy wheels certainly play a big part of that. There's a choice of a 1.5 litre 130 horsepower turbo diesel, a 1.2 litre 130 horsepower petrol engine, or a 225 horsepower plug-in hybrid. This one's the 1.2 petrol, which is likely to be the biggest seller. Question is it only the blue paint that makes it stand out against rivals such as the Ford Kuga, Nissan Qashqai and Skoda Karoq, or does it have more to offer? Before we find out, remember to like and subscribe. If you click here, you can subscribe to the CarGurus UK YouTube channel and then click on the bell icon so that you catch all of our latest videos. Boot space is reasonably impressive at 514 litres, which makes it 10 litres bigger than the boot of a Nissan Qashqai, but almost 90 litres short of the luggage space in a Kia Sportage. The rear seats also don't slide forwards and backwards like they do in some rivals, while the seat backs themselves only fold down in a two-way split, not a three-way split. In the rear seats, your passengers are well catered for. There's even some plug sockets down here. But again, in some rivals, there is more legroom and there's also more headroom and more space for sitting three abreast. Up front, you'll find plenty of room and the seat and wheel provide plenty of opportunity for adjustment, so drivers of all shapes and sizes should be able to find a suitable driving position. Big points to Vauxhall for having physical buttons for the climate control settings instead of having them hidden in the touch screen. Not so obvious are the controls for the driver's screen here. They're actually hidden in the indicator stalk, but once you do find them, they're actually very easy to use. Overall, the dash is logically designed, though the touchscreen infotainment system can be a little slow to respond. Where it falls down a little bit is it's just a bit dull in here. There's nothing really interesting to look at and all the materials feel a bit average rather than excitingly plush. A Kia Sportage looks and feels miles more upmarket than this. Even a Nissan Qashqai gives off more of a premium vibe. Vauxhall says these seats are approved by AGR, which is a German organisation that promotes seats which prevent back pain. That's all very well, but these seats do feel quite hard and quite unyielding, so they don't actually feel that comfortable. There are some other seats in the base level design trim, which might be a little bit more suitable for you. Test drive both of them and see which one is best. Still, there's a reasonable amount of standard equipment on both cars, including Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, front and rear parking sensors, cruise control, dual zone climate control, automatic wipers and automatic lights with high beam assist. You have to upgrade to GS spec to get this 10-inch infotainment screen, built-in sat-nav, rear view camera, adaptive cruise control and the seat. Go for the top spec ultimate model and you get extra goodies such as heated seats and steering wheel, wireless phone charging, Alcantara and electric tailgate. It is expensive though at over £31,500, so we reckon the GS line is the sweet spot of the range. Now, let's go driving and see what it's like on the road. On the road, the Grandland is basically fine, but no better than average. The ride is reasonably comfortable and it smothers out most of the bumps and lumps in the road fairly well, and there's not much body roll in the corners, so it's pretty good. Well, yeah, but it's not especially engaging or exciting. That's fine, except the driving experience isn't quite totally hassle-free. The manual gearbox also has a slightly notchy, rubbery feel to it and quite a long action, which makes changing gear a bit of a chore. There is an optional 8-speed automatic that'll be a much smoother, more convenient experience for many. The engine noise is a bit intrusive when you accelerate hard as well, and there's an insistent transmission whine which reminds us more of a mini Metro from the 1980s than a family car from the 2020s. But for all that, it's actually a perfectly decent engine. It pulls strongly at low revs, has more than enough punch for motorway work, and feels more gutsy than its official 10.4 second 0 to 62 time would suggest. It's also capable of pretty decent fuel economy. Vauxhall says you ought to be able to get 45.6 miles per gallon out of it, the diesel even better. And if you go for the plug-in hybrid, you will be able to go 39 miles on electric charge alone before the petrol engine kicks in. With this 1.2 litre petrol, we've been able to achieve around 43 miles per gallon over a mixture of motorways, country roads and urban driving, which isn't bad at all, really. Trouble is, saying the Vauxhall Grandland isn't bad really isn't great praise, and that about sums this car up. It's okay to drive, it's pretty practical and it's fairly well equipped, but it doesn't really sparkle in any area. If you've got a friendly local Vauxhall dealer or you've had good experience of Vauxhalls in the past, you'll probably be quite happy with one. Thing is, there are better rivals out there that are more swish, more comfortable and, well, just better. But what do you reckon? Does this bright blue Vauxhall float your boat, or do you have more time for a Nissan Qashqai or Skoda Karoq? Let us know in the comments, and if you're considering buying a used one or indeed any car, head to cargurus.co.uk to find loads of great deals from top-rated dealers, including approved used examples.